Good morning, everybody. This is JPico Death checking in with you for another quick cooking video. No, wait, we better strike that. We're not cooking today. There will be no pots involved. We are baking today. In fact, we're going to be making another one of my grandma's recipes with slight adaptations. We are going to be making banana bread, or in my case, actually, I think I'm going to make muffins as well. And instead of just traditional banana bread where it's either A, just straight bananas, or B, with pecans in it, we're also going to be adding some chocolate chips in to make it a little more sweet for a breakfast on the go. So we'll get to that later on, but what we've got laid out in front of us are all of the ingredients. I'm going to be making a double batch based on the amount of banana that I had available. So what we are going to be doing today is I'm going to tell you the original volumes, and I'm just doubling down on all of those things. So you might notice, for example, when I call for 2 eggs, I've actually got 4, but no big deal. So you're going to need, for a single batch, 1 3/4 cups of flour. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2/3 cup sugar. We're going to need 1/3 cup of vegetable shortening, 2 eggs, and the original recipe called for a cup of bananas, but we always go a little heavy with it to be more like 1.5 cups of bananas. And then I also do have 1/4 cup of chopped pecans and 1/4 cup of, semi-sweet chocolate chips. So let me get a few things out of the way here and we will get started. So I'm feeling particularly lazy this morning. I'm going to be using a hand mixer to bring this together for the most part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bananas. These ones were very brown on towards black, which for me means they're going to bring a lot of flavor to the party. Everybody's going to have their own personal preferences about how ripe those bananas need to be. But we are going to take and mix together the bananas and the sugar, and then beat in after that the shortening. So I'm going to get that done, and I will see you guys in just one little minute. Ever have one of those mornings where you don't have quite enough coffee? Yeah, that's me right now, because I totally did that out of order. What I was supposed to have done was creamed the sugar and the shortening together and then put it into the bananas, or vice versa. But I didn't, and that means that my shortening is regrettably not as well distributed as it should be, because it's, yeah, that's not right. So this is, I'm hoping going to turn out okay, because yeah, this cup right here, this is one of my favorite coffee cups, Marvin the Martian. It's giant. It's only about half full of coffee, and I haven't had nearly enough of it. So I goofed up, but we're going to move forward, and we're going to see if this thing will hopefully pull together at the end. But in a perfect world, do yourself a favor, cream your sugar and your shortening together before it hits the bananas. So anyhow, we're going to continue. I'm going to get these 4 eggs mixed into this, and then we're going to also drop the other dry ingredients in with our flour, and we're going to get those mixed around just a little bit as well. And then we're going to bring this together. So I will see you guys in just a minute. Okay, so I've got my eggs in now. I've got the rest of my dry ingredients all together. God, I don't like that at all. I have to admit, I am unhappy with myself. If I had more bananas, I would be gladly redoing this video. But I don't. So we're going to push forward, and if these don't turn out, I guess I'm never even going to publish this video. We're just going to bring this batter together by hand. We don't want to stir it excessively. Overstirring batters tends to get them a little bit clumpy and harder than they need to be. So we're just going to play with this for a second. And as we do, I'm going to remind you of the Gamers and Geeks playlist that Vault Girl and myself have been working on for a long time now. We've got a lot of great submissions from around the globe from a bunch of people who are interested in cooking and eating as well. And honestly, it's been an amazing project. We're almost up to about 200 videos now. I think it's just shy of that by a handful. The response from the community has been amazing. We really want to thank you guys for your participation in that. So, like I said, what we're going to be doing is taking a divergence from an original recipe here. If you are allergic to nuts or don't want them or don't want any of the chocolate chips or any of those types of things, then now would be the time to get this into your pans or your muffin tins or whatever it is you're going to be doing with it. I'd originally thought to maybe divide it up into two different parts, but I think based on who's going to be eating this, we're going to be doing. I want all the same kind, so this is going to be once again the pecans and the chocolate chips, and I have a little bit of reserve pecans and chocolate chips for the end, when I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit up on top, so that you can actually see a little better what is inside of it. It's a better advertisement for somebody if you happen to take it to another house or to work or something like that. If you're sharing with other people, by having the nuts and the chocolate chips on top of the thing and visible, it helps them to understand what it is that they're getting into, and you don't have to ask, oh, hey, does this have nuts in it? Because, hey, they're right there on top. Anyway, it's all mixed together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to portion this out into a couple different places. I have some standard loaf pans. I'm going to fill these ones about halfway up. I'm going to do short loaves instead of full loaves. They'll cook quicker, but if you want to do a full loaf, that's perfectly okay as well. And then I also have this pan, which is muffin tops, which are really convenient for me for work. I can take a couple of these in a sandwich bag in the morning, with butter already on them, and just eat them in the car like a sandwich, just pick them up and go. So that's really convenient for me. So I'm going to get those prepared, and we're going to get our oven heating to 350 degrees. See you in a minute. Okay, so there we have it. There's our first batch going into the oven. When it comes to portions, the recipe that I've given is enough to make one full bread loaf, one full pan. Like I said, these are about half right now. They're not going to be quite so thick. They're also going to cook a lot faster. The recipe typically calls for cooking a loaf between 30 and 60 minutes. So I think these guys are probably going to take closer to the 30 side, but I'm going to be checking them as we go. The muffins, on the other hand, those are going to be done in about 12 to 15 minutes for this kind, based on my pan. So if you're going to be doing muffins, about 15 minutes. Thinner sections, probably about 30. And then once again, if you're going to do a full loaf, you can expect anywhere between 30 and 60 minutes. Excuse me. I think the last time I cooked a full loaf, it was 50, which was just last week. So I'll see you guys when these come out of the oven. All right, folks, there you have them. With my double batch, I've got a dozen of our muffin tops, as well as 2 of these loaves that they're still decent sized loaves, but not quite as thick as a full loaf of bread. This one's still warm. I'm gonna break into one of these, but it's got nuts, it's got chocolate. I like to eat mine with a little bit of butter or margarine, depending on the day. And truth is, I'm hoping that you guys might consider giving these a try sometime. I like going back to the old world recipes, things that have come down from earlier generations, and looking at some of the simplicity in these things, because nowadays all of our food involves these $900 ingredients, and if you didn't find it on Food Network or something, then it's no good. So I just like the simple stuff that came from another age, and it's the stuff we all kind of grew up on. But ta-da, banana nut muffins with chocolate chips. So as a reminder, please do check out the Gamers and Geeks playlist if you have some time. There are a lot of good recipes in there, and the truth is, I think there might already be a couple banana breads, but not like these ones. So everybody take care. We will see you in the next video. Oh, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, we should also be saying that if you want to participate in the Gamers and Geeks playlist, make sure to get your entries over to either myself or Vault Girl. We will get it added to the list, and that way everybody else can see it too. So take care. Catch you next time.